What's happening, guys? Welcome to RGHtechTv. This is Redmi Note 5 Pro and I've been using this device for more than 4 months now. And today in this video, I'm gonna point out 7 good things and 7 bad things which I have noticed through my usage experience. And I'll go over them one by one. Make sure to watch this video till the end. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And also, guys, complete list of specification and buying links are given in the description box below. Kindly check them out as well. All right, guys. Now, the first thing which I liked about Redmi Note 5 Pro is the display quality. Now, this comes with 5.99-inch Full HD Plus panel, which has that famous 18:9 aspect ratio. The new 18:9 aspect ratio, which enables us to have bigger display in smaller form factor. Now, there are 3 parameters which I liked about this display. First is color reproduction. You can see that colors are pretty vibrant. The display is also pretty sharp, and it's slightly warmer to my liking, and that's not a bad thing, guys. To be honest, it's actually pretty good for your eyes, and plus it also has that reading mode. So as you can see, you can turn it on so that it acts as blue light filter, which again is pretty good for your eyes. If you have habit of reading late night, then this is definitely a good option. So in terms of color reproduction, I definitely like this Redmi Note 5 Pro. Again, next thing is brightness control. So this can get pretty bright outdoors and it can get pretty dim in the indoors. So as you can see, in the outdoors it can get pretty bright, and in the indoors it can get pretty dim. So this again is pretty useful for your eyes. Let me show you once more. So as you can see, it can get pretty dim and it can get pretty bright. So definitely this shows that this display is pretty good. And next is viewing angle. So as you can see, it has decently good viewing angles. Not the best I've seen, but definitely it's decent. So as you can see, slight amount of discoloration does happen when you tilt it to extreme angles. Otherwise, all in all, guys, this display is pretty fine. Next best thing about Redmi Note 5 Pro is the battery life. So Redmi Note series is generally known for its battery life. So be it Redmi Note 3, Redmi Note 4, and this is no exception over here. It has that 4000 milliampere battery, and I did get 10+ hours of battery backup. So you moderate to heavy usage, this should be fine for 1.5 to 2 days. There shouldn't be any issue in terms of battery life. And next is this is actually been supplemented with that Snapdragon 636 processor, as it's a 14 nanometer processor. That also definitely adds to the battery life. Next is dual camera setup, guys. So this actually comes with that 12 megapixel plus 5 megapixel dual camera setup. So the first thing is the portrait mode. After me, even there, if there is any phone which does produce good portrait modes, that is the edge detection is perfect, it should be Redmi Note 5 Pro. It actually has it actually improves on me even. It gets the images are brighter, the images are wider, and you have perfect edge detection. So in terms of portrait mode under 15K as on date, I would suggest you to go with Redmi Note 5 Pro. And not only that, even if you consider the primary rear camera, focusing was fast. I did produce decent amount of bokeh effect, and contrast was good, little on the higher side, I would say, and saturation was also a little on the higher side, but all in all, guys, this rear camera is definitely good under 15K. Now, speaking of the front facing camera, it has that 20 megapixel front facing camera, and again the edge detection is perfectly fine. It also has that portrait mode, and it produces beautiful portrait pictures, very DSLR kind of pictures. So I like the portrait mode, be it front facing camera, be it rear facing camera. On the front facing camera, it's completely software enabled, and I did definitely like the portrait mode, and even general selfies come out to be pretty good. So if you want best rear camera and front camera combination under 15K, then Redmi Note 5 Pro should be your default option. Now, the next thing which I liked about Redmi Note 5 Pro is the core performance. So it comes with that Snapdragon 636 processor, which is again a 14 nanometer processor like Snapdragon 625, which helps in heavy gaming. It helps in reducing heat, and it also improves the battery life. Now, I've played Asphalt 8, Modern Combat 5. I haven't noticed any major issues as far as gaming is concerned. But yes, you will notice certain amount of lag in the day-to-day usage, and I just can't blame the processor completely for that. Even we all know that MIUI is pretty heavy skin. That also contributes to certain amount of lag in the day-to-day usage. So I would suggest you to regularly update the device, and if possible factory reset in the longer run. So Snapdragon 636 definitely is a good processor according to me. Heat management was pretty good. It did perform pretty well in terms of gaming. And one more important thing is RAM management. This is the 4 gig variant, guys, and I could easily load 7 to 8 heavy applications at any given time. So it's pretty good in terms of gaming. Heat management is pretty good, and even RAM management is pretty good on Redmi Note 5 Pro. Now, apart from this, it has excellent call quality. I haven't faced any issues as far as call quality is concerned. Navigation was pretty good, as it has magnetometer. Even if there are sharp curves, it does notify about that, and in Google Maps. And it has that IR blaster through which you can control TVs, ACs, etc., other home appliances. So this also comes in handy. There is no cut in terms of sensors. You have all the necessary sensors like accelerometer, gyroscope, magnetometer, etc. So as you can see, it has a long list of sensors. So definitely there is no cut in terms of sensors, which is pretty good according to me. And overall, this has that feature rich MIUI, which is one of the best skins, I would say, in terms of features. So I have made 20 plus best features of Redmi Note 5 Pro. So definitely check that video. I'll try and provide the links in the description box below. And now the final thing which I liked about Redmi Note 5 Pro is the sound quality. Now under 15K, Mi A1 is definitely good in terms of sound quality, and the second best I would say is Redmi Note 5 Pro. So be it through speaker or be it through headphones, Redmi Note 5 Pro did pretty well in terms of sound quality. So here's a quick sample of the sound test, and after that we'll look at the cons.
Don't ever forget you're golden. I will find the light in your soul. I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life. You'll see clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you do just what you're told. I'll be your heart temptation, 'cause I know that you need your own.
Alright guys, now coming to cons. Now the first thing which I did not like about Redmi Note 5 Pro is the display's strength. As you can see, it has broken like Redmi Note 4. If it falls from a height of like 3 to 4 feet, it can get cracked. As you can see, it has broken. Now, one thing which I have to appreciate is this is pretty scratch resistant to a certain extent, I would say. If you compare with Honor 7X or Honor 9 Lite, it is pretty scratch resistant. I'm sorry guys, I have broken this display as well. So I have slippery hands. I'm very, very sorry for that. But if I have to generally say, this is not that scratch resistant. This is scratch resistant, but it's not shutter proof. So I would say, add a perfect tempered glass, and also add this case or cover. And I'll actually try and make a separate video like I did with Redmi Note 4, telling you how much would the new display cost and where you can replace it. So definitely, if possible, I'll try and add that link in the description box below as well. Now, the next thing which I did not like about Redmi Note 5 Pro is absence of 4K video recording. Now, I was disappointed because as far as I know, Snapdragon 636 is capable of recording in 4K. But I don't know why they haven't enabled it. So I would suggest them to do so. I mean, to enable it through OTA update, because it's definitely a convenient feature to have. Next, there is no Type-C port. It has that old traditional micro USB port, and there is no fast charging as well. Now, under 15K, there are phones which have fast charging, like Moto G5 Plus. was an example. I guess Moto G series, G6 series also has that fast charging capability, and Lee 2 earlier available at around 11 or 12K also had that fast charging. So phones under 15K do have fast charging. So in the next iteration, in the next Redmi Note series, I would suggest them to add the fast charging feature as well. Next, it has the hybrid SIM tray, which I personally hate. People who follow me know that according to current Indian situations, this is not acceptable because I believe that having a dedicated micro SD card slot is the cheapest way to expand the storage. So according to current situations in India, we like to use 2 SIM cards. So it would have been a convenient feature according to me if they would have given a separate dedicated micro SD card slot. But as of now, you can add 2 SIMs or 1 SIM card and 1 micro SD card. Next is the build quality, guys. Mi A1, which was available for around 15K, had complete metal unibody construction, but Redmi Note 5 Pro has plastic edges on top and bottom. So definitely that it doesn't feel like you're holding a 15K phone. So I was expecting the build on the lines of Mi A1, which I was disappointed to a certain extent, to be honest. So they can improve this one in the next Redmi Note series. Next is there is notification LED light, but it's not multicolored. I don't know why they have skipped on that. It wouldn't have costed them much. Earlier Redmi series had multicolored notification LED light, but this time they have chose to not add that. So definitely that's also disappointing according to me. And finally, guys, it's the pricing. Earlier it was launched for 14K. The 4GB and 64GB combination was available for 14K. Now they have increased the price to 15K. I didn't want to include this one in the con section, but if anyone is watching from MI, I would suggest them to not do so because they lose their honest customer base. First thing, you'll not get the device because of the flash sales, and second, if you increase the price, you're definitely going to lose your honest customer base. So please don't do this one in future. So if I have to round up the con section, first is the display. It's not that strong. Second is video recording. There is no 4K video recording, no fast charging, and you have that micro USB port. There is hybrid SIM tray. It would have been convenient if they had added dedicated micro SD card slot. And build quality, not up to the mark. If you compare Mi A1, it's definitely not up to the 15K range. And there is notification LED light, but it's single colored. And pricing, they have increased the price, which again is not a good thing. So these were my pros and cons. And to conclude, this actually performs better in terms of core features, be it camera, be it battery life, be it display, core performance. I have no issues in that. But if you need a phone just for Facebook, WhatsApp, watching videos, then Oppo Realme 1 or Asus Max Pro M1 available at around 10K should be fine. But if you need better cameras, slightly better display, extended battery life, and if you want to do core gaming, then Redmi Note 5 Pro at 15K is definitely not a bad option. So that's it, guys. If you feel this video was informative, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, follow us on Twitter at RGHtechTv, subscribe to us on YouTube. Most importantly, thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.